Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to continue the question paper from the 11th question, that is June 2023. Shall we start? We can be able to clear the JRF exam. Yes. See, Peter Middleton, Patricia Waugh, David Kennedy, they have asked us to match. So let's see the correct answer. The right option is option C. So for A, that is 2. Peter Middleton has written distant reading, performance, readership and consumption in contemporary poetry. So Peter is too distant. You can say like Peter is too far. So Peter has written distant reading. Next is Patricia Waugh. Patricia Waugh has written The Harvest of the 60s, English Literature and its Background, 1960 to 1990. Then David Kennedy, he has written New Relations, the Refashioning of British Poetry. And the last one, Edward Larrissy, he has written Reading 20th Century Poetry, the language of gender and objects. So you can simply remember like Peter is distant, he's too far. And Patricia Waugh, that person Patricia Waugh is harvesting 60 English literature books. You can have it. The person is harvesting 60 English literature books. And David Kennedy, he is our relation. Okay. Edward Larrissy is reading 20th century. So who is reading 20th century? Edward. David Kennedy is our relation. Patricia, she is harvesting 60 English literature books. You can have this in your mind. Next one, this is a 12th question. Which of these did Macaulay's 1835 Minutes on Indian Education want to create? Option A, a class of people Eurasian by blood but European by taste. Option B, a class of people Indian by blood but English by taste. Option C, a class of people Indian by blood but multinational in identity. Option D, a class of people European by blood but Oriental by taste. Let's see the answer. That is B. Macaulay's 1835 Minutes on Indian Education wanted to create a class of people Indian by blood but English by taste. The Macaulay's Minute on Education was propounded by Thomas Babington Macaulay. See, you have to remember class of people Indian by blood but English by taste. You're having the Indian blood but you're having this English as taste. Macaulay stressed the need for a system of education that was based on modern Western values and methods rather than the traditional Indian systems. Let's go on to the 13th question. Which of these are plays written by Bertolt Brecht? See, they have given us options: the Caucasian chalk circle, Galileo, Copernicus, Archimedes, man equals man. Let's see the answer. That is option C, A, B and E. The Caucasian chalk circle, Galileo and man equals man. A chalk was inside the circle and it was lectured by Galileo and he said man is equal to man. You can remember this as a code word. Okay. So all these three, chalk circle, Galileo, man equals man. So all these three was written by Bertolt Brecht. Other two, Copernicus and Archimedes, who has written that? Let's see. The Caucasian Chalk Circle, published in 1948, in The Place of Life, A Life of Galileo, 1943, Man Equals Man, A Man is a Man, are placed by German dramatist Bertolt Brecht. So, Life of Galileo was also written by Bertolt Brecht. Copernicus and Archimedes was not written by Bertolt Brecht. The Caucasian Chalk Circle is about a peasant girl. Peasant means farmer girl, who rescues a baby and becomes a better mother than the baby's wealthy biological parents. Man Equals Man explores theme of war, human fungibility, and identity. So the Chalk Circle is about a poor farmer girl who rescues a baby and becomes a good mother than the baby's own parents, and Man Equals Man is about war. Next one is, name the playwright who has written Galatea. Galatea was written by John Lyly. Galatea is an Elizabethan era stage play, a comedy by John Lyly. The first record of the play's performance was at Greenwich Palace on New Year's Day 1588, where it was performed before Queen Elizabeth I and her court by the children of St. Paul's, a troupe of boy actors. Let's see the 15th question. Which of the following are true in the context of Jonathan Swift? C. I think so. That is A and C. He was born in Dublin and studied at Kilkenny Grammar School and Trinity College, Dublin. He was ordained in the Church of Ireland in 1695. Let's see the answer. Yes, it is A and C. Jonathan Swift. His pseudonym, his pen name, another name is Isaac Baker Stuff, was an Anglo-Irish writer who was the foremost prose satirist in the English language. He was a student at Dublin Trinity College during the anti-Catholic Revolution of 1688 in England. Earlier, he had also studied in Kilkenny Grammar School, Dublin. He was ordained an Anglican priest in 1695. The renowned works are A Modest Proposal, A Tale of a Tub, Argument Against Abolishing Christianity, Gulliver's Travels. These are by Jonathan Swift. Who is the writer of The Flies, an adaptation of the Electra myth? That's literally Jean-Paul Sartre. So, the Flies, French, Les Mouches, is a play by Jean-Paul Sartre, produced in 1943. It is an Electra myth previously used by the Greek playwrights Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides. The play recounts the story of Orestes and his sister Electra in their quest to avenge the death of their father Agamemnon, king of Argos, by killing their mother Clytemnestra and her husband Aegisthus, who had deposed and killed him. So the right option is A. Who among the following acknowledged that poetry is formed from the same elements as prose? The difference lies in the different combination of these elements and the difference of purpose. That was, poetry is formed from the same elements. It was said by, it was told by Option B, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Coleridge acknowledges that poetry is formed from the same element as prose. The difference, between the prose and poetry lies in different combination of these elements, and the difference of purpose is in his Biographia Literaria, from which poem are the following lines extracted. Some are bewildered in the maze of schools, and some made coxcombs. Nature meant but fools. In search of wit, these lose their common sense and then turn critics in their own defense. It is said in Essay on Criticism by Alexander Pope. These lines, they are from Alexander Pope's Essay on Criticism. Yes, that is by Alexander Criticism. Yes, it was published in 1711, and it is a series of finely wrought epigrams on the art of writing and one of the most quoted poems in English. Which of the following books were published in the year 1791? They have given the options. Let's go straight to the answer. Option B and E were published in 1791. So James Boswell's The Life of Samuel Johnson and Paine's The Rights of Man. Paine's The Rights of Man. Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations, 1776. James Boswell's Life of Samuel Johnson, 1791. Brooke's Thoughts on the Cause of the Present Discontents was published in 1770. Johnson's Dictionary of the English Language, 1755. Thomas Paine's Rights of Man was published in 1791. So books mentioned in B and E published in 1791. So which two plays of Anton Chekhov made creative use of Shakespeare's Hamlet? The right option is D. Three Sisters and The Seagull of Anton Chekhov made creative use of Shakespeare's Hamlet. So, Three Sisters and The Seagull, written by Anton Chekhov, made creative use of Shakespeare's Hamlet. So guys, that's it for this video. We have seen 10 questions today, and we have to do mock test also. I will also upload the mock test that I have written with solutions tonight, and see you all. Happy learning, keep loving literature. We will crack the UGC NET JRF. Yes, we can do. See you.